Hey, Nick, good to see you. I remember when we talked to you after the draft, a lot of the conversation centered around you easing into the job, but here you are in training camp, and right out of the gate, you're thrown into the fire. So just could you talk about how you've adjusted these first couple of days and how you think it's gone out there for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a great opportunity to get thrown in the fire. I mean, that's how you learn the best. That's how you get the best reps. It's going against the, ones on ones, So I'm definitely fortunate enough to have the opportunity to just get my feet wet and get out there with the guys. And, as for me, I mean, it's nothing like this whole process isn't new. Going into college, I kind of was thrown into the fire too as a true freshman. So I know how to handle these situations. You're going to make mistakes, just minimizing those mistakes being made, learning from the guys around you that have played a little bit, and then at the end of the day, just playing fast. If you mess up playing fast, it's at least you're showing that you care about what you're doing. So that's kind of the mindset I have going about uh, training camp so far.
We'll go to Nate Ulrich next.
Hey, Nick, good to see you. With getting thrown into the fire, like you just mentioned, what's your confidence level that, you can be ready to roll week one, get the job done if JC can't make it back in time, considering, this has been such a bizarre offseason and you had a lot of practice time that you normally would have taken away?
I'm just honestly, I'm just taking it day by day. That's kind of my mindset going in training camp this year because everything's so different. I'm just taking sunrise, sunset. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Just trying to learn. Just like you said, I mean, just be ready, whatever the situation may be. Just making sure I optimize the opportunity I get when it does happen, and just making sure I stay ready so I don't have to get ready when that situation comes.
Next question goes to Scott Petrick.
Was it a jolt, Nick, when you found out JC had surgery and you'd be out there with the ones day one?
Um, it was. I mean, it is what it is. It's part of this game. Sometimes things happen where, you have to play, and injuries are obviously a part of this game. So when I heard it, I was just okay. Well, here we go. Like, I gotta go now. I mean, I get the plays. I get the scheme and everything. So I just gotta go out there and execute. So I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the game. So it's just the next man up. If he's down for a little bit or whatever it is, I'll be ready to step in when need be.
So how do you think you've done the first 2 days?
I think I've done well, and I'm just still getting acclimated to it. But I think I have done some really good things, and I'm still learning from those guys, those vet guys in the group. And I'm honestly just excited to be able to go out there and play every day with those guys. So I'm definitely excited. I'm just making progress every day.
Mary Kay Cabot, your line should be open.
Hey, Nick, I'm just wondering, how does this newfound time at center impact your bid to perhaps win the right guard job? Maybe in some ways it'll help you to get some of these extra first team reps against the best, or does it kind of ensure that, maybe that might not be in the cards for you early on? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm just trying to just optimize whatever role I have, whatever that may be. Just trying to make sure I'm ready for whatever comes at me, and go out there and execute in whatever spot that is. Just trying to just be a role player for this team, and whenever my opportunity comes, I'm ready for it. So just trying to prepare every day for that.
Thank you.
Dan Lobby, you're up.
Hey, Nick, I was just wondering what your first impressions were of your O-line coach, Bill Callahan.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great coach. He's really technical, which is you need when you're in this league. I mean, everybody's good, so you have to pay attention to all the small details and the small things about this position, which I really appreciate because I do love this position. So I take a lot of pride in the different techniques and stuff you can use at this position. So he's been great. I've learned a lot from him in just a short span. He's very knowledgeable of O-line play and just the game in general. I don't think he talks about anything other than football. So I think he loves this game more than anybody I've ever met. So it's definitely a good guy to have on your side, teaching you and showing you the ropes as a rookie.
Did you know much about him before you got here?
Yeah, I know a little bit about him, just from people I have been coached by, just hearing about his name and what he's done for this in this league and the guys he's coached. So I've definitely had a little tidbit of information before I came in here.
Thanks.
We'll go to Tony Grossi.
Thank you, Rob. Nick, I'd imagine there are teammates who are trying to make you better, encouraging you, and trying to give you tips to accelerate your growth on both sides of the ball, I'm wondering. And who might that be? Who's in your ear most right now?
All the guys up front are definitely helping me. Wyatt and Joel and Jack and all those guys are helping me get ready every day. And if I have questions, they answer it. And honestly, to be honest, probably Coach Callahan is in my ear the most. I talk to him directly if I have a question, just because I want to get it from the source. So that's who's helping me the most, just in training camp so far.
And sometimes there could be too many voices in your ear. They're all well-intentioned, but has it gotten to that? You got to be scrambling right now, changing your life in the last week.
Yeah, like I said, it's part of this game, and I've been in this situation before. Like I said previously in college, when I came in expecting a red shirt, and I played immediately. So I've been in this situation. I know how to handle it, and I'm trying to maximize the time that we have on the field every day to just get better. And when the opportunity presents itself, I'm ready to do whatever I need to do as a role player on this team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. 3 hands up. We'll take these last 3 questions. Jeff Shadell. Jeff, you should be able to unmute your line. All right, we're going to go to Tom Withers.
Hey, Nick, I assume you're not handling any of JC's union duties at this point?
No, not that. I'm just out there making sure everything's good before he comes back. So just that, none of that stuff. I'm not ready for that. I'm still trying to figure out my life first.
Hey, I don't think a lot of fans realize how much a center has on his plate. There's a lot of checks. There's a lot of stuff going on. Is it a huge jump from college ball to the NFL, just in terms of reading the lines and the various defenses and things you have to do pre-snap?
I would say, yeah. There's a jump for sure. I think it all depends on where you came from in college. A lot of college teams are ran like NFL schemes, to where it's the transition is kind of seamless, especially at the center position. I came from a pro style offense, but the demands of the center were a little different. So I have to learn the intricacies of being an NFL center and, doing and IDing everything and telling people what to do, which I had to do in college, but it's just kind of, it's a different degree of difficulty at this level, because everything happens kind of fast. So, I think that's the main thing. But at the end of the day, like I like to think about it, it's football. I've been playing football for 15 years. At the end of the day, it's the same game I've been playing this whole time, and the same guy I've been having fun with every year. So that's kind of my thought process going about it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Tom. Jeff, your line's open if you're able to get your question in.
Hey, Nick, I think we talked about this at the draft, but being 6'1", smaller than some centers, how do you compensate, or does that work for your advantage for leverage?
Yeah, I've gotten this question a lot, throughout my career. And yes, I think it helps me, to be honest. It helps me with leverage. It helps me with my hands and hat placement. I have natural knee bend, to where guys have to be coached to bend their knees when I can just already do it. It helps my lateral quickness. You know, I think it helps me. And on paper, if I was 6'4", it would sound better. But you know, I think functionally, if you really know the intricacies of playing this position, um, I have the ideal build, I think, and I think other people also would think that. But you know, it is what it is, and you know, I've been asked about that numerous times, and you know, I get it. I kind of get excited a little bit when people ask me that because I know in the back of their mind they're like doubting me, and it's like it gives me a little chip on my shoulder. So I've always, you know, held that close.
Great. And our last question is going to go to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Nick, I want to ask you about how you hit it off with two guys and what kind of relationship you've developed. One is Jedrick Wills, obviously being in your draft class and getting thrown in there also on the line. And the other is Baker Mayfield, now that you're getting to work with him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you said, me and Jed were in the same class, so I've gotten to know him pretty well just from all the rookie stuff we've had to do. And I mean, he's a good dude, good personality. I'm good dude to be around. Obviously, as everyone knows, he's a good football player. So you know, we have a good relationship, and it's still climbing just from us being on the field together now. And then with Baker, you know, now I'm being thrown in, so our relationship is building, and you know, hopefully gets to the point where you know, we're super close, but you know, it's still growing. I mean, he's a super good dude. He's helpful. If I got questions about anything, he answers it. He's a good leader. That I just from being in the fire for a couple week, I've learned that he's a good leader, and when he says what needs to be said to anybody. So he's definitely somebody that if I have a question, I wouldn't be afraid to ask, and he wouldn't be afraid to answer. So.